this is Brookings Rail Watch, and in today's rail expedition, I take a road trip to St. Cloud, Minnesota for another ham radio fest. The path I took is as follows. Starting in Brookings, South Dakota, I head east on Highway 14. The RCP&E runs parallel to this road, but it does not run near, and I did not see much action during this section. I turn onto Minnesota 23 in Florence, Minnesota, and start heading north. This road goes all the way to St. Cloud. The BNSF Marshall subdivision crosses path with the RCP&E in Florence and runs very close to the highway until terminating in Wilmer, Minnesota. I was able to catch a lot of BNSF action in this area. In St. Cloud, there are two railroads, the BNSF, specifically the Twin Cities subdivision, and the Northern Lines, a small short line that I'll say more about later. Anyway, back to the train at hand. This was the first BNSF freight I filmed on the way up. It was getting kinda dark, so the video quality isn't quite what I hoped it would be. Since the train was going in the same direction I was able to film it a total of 3 times before the tracks and the road parted ways in Wilmer. I determined that the train was going about 40 to 45 miles per hour, so it was not hard to catch up, but it definitely wasn't stopping for anything. I did not see any other trains that night. Conveniently, the location at which the Hamfest was to occur was right next to BNSF's local rail yard. It's a pretty sizable one. This is where I found all 3 of Northern Line's locomotives, although some sources say they have more than 3. The Northern Lines was created in 2004 and operates 17 miles of trackage in and near St. Cloud. All 8 of their employees work in this building. This is their headquarters, positioned only about 150 yards from their portion of the rail area. I'll probably make a further video about the Northern Lines one day. I checked the perimeter of the yard, but I didn't find any other locomotives. I did stumble upon the BNSF building. As I was driving around, I spotted an EMD switcher on the side of the road. It turned out to be a small railroad museum off of 3rd Street North in St. Cloud. It has 2 rail cars, an EMD SW, and a caboose. The locomotive was the most interesting to me. I couldn't find the maker's plate anywhere, so my best guess is that it's an original SW, especially since sources say that it's a 600 horsepower engine. I'm sure if I did more research, I'd probably find more about it. You know, this sighting was right on cue, as it seems all of my rail expedition videos have a stumbled upon switcher in them. On the way back home, I stopped in Wilmer, Minnesota, which, as I mentioned before, is on one end of the Marshall subdivision. The Morris subdivision also runs through town. With both subs diverging in one place, Wilmer has become a very significant hub for BNSF. In town, there is a massive yard. While I was there, I saw 2 huge trains being assembled, and I also spotted some other locomotives hanging around. Here's a few minutes of what I saw. I continued on my way home. Here in Clara City, I caught a train heading north and had to turn around and chase it backwards. The last train I caught was another northbound near Hanley Falls. Anyway, that's going to be it for this rail expedition video, so I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one.